Hi folks, so we're here in the Outdoor Ed office to discuss 3 more key safety items that are important on all Scotch expeditions. Like I said in the tent video, it's really important that you think about the features of each item, not so much the brand. Let's start off with the sleeping bag. So a few things to think about with the sleeping bag. First of all, you want to think about the temperature. So this is actually a 20 Fahrenheit, so below 0 Celsius degree bag. Now when you're thinking about that rating, let's say it was minus 10 Celsius, is actually the safety rating. The comfort rating on that would be a bit warmer, so say minus 5, about to be comfortable. So when you're picking a sleeping bag, you want to think about the area that you're going to, the minimum temps that you might experience, and therefore pick a appropriately rated temperature for that bag. The other thing to think about on that label you can see is the fill. This is a goose down fill, so a feather fill. That's generally the warmest type of fill that you can get. You can also get synthetic bags, which can be great as well, but just keep an eye on the temperature rating because synthetics are often rated to warmer climates. The one thing with down is that you don't want to get it wet. If it gets wet, it needs to go in the dryer to unclump the down feathers. It's also really good when you pack a down bag into its cover to scrunch it in every time, don't roll it up. And that way you'll squish the feathers differently each time and they'll be more likely to pop back out and give it lots of loft and therefore lots of warmth. Some other key safety things here on this bag, it's got a hood, which is really great. That'll help keep you warm when it's super cool, and a little drawstring to tighten that up on the other side. This has only got a short zip, okay, not the full length, but a full length is completely fine. This bag, you can see from the shape, is also a bit of a mummy shape, so that'll keep you a bit warmer because you have less air to warm up inside there. Again, lots of different types of bags out there, but they're key things to think about. Okay, so next let's talk about roll mats. Again, there's a whole variety of brands and types of roll mats out there, but a few key principles are as follows. So first of all, it's really important that you have some type of roll mat. The cool that comes up through the ground will not be stopped by a sleeping bag. So it's critical that you have something between the ground and you to help keep you warm. A couple different types you can see here. This is pretty much the most basic type of roll mat that you can get. Just a closed cell foam mat that goes underneath. Closed cell foam is a really key item. If you had this type of mat but in a yoga mat, it would not be nearly as good. Okay, so that's quite a cheap mat. You know, you can get something like that for $10 to $15, but will keep you much warmer. Comfort rating is not so high. The next sort of step up is something like this that's got closed cell foam on the inside of it as well, but also has a little valve. So this is a self-inflating mat. You leave that one open and then put a few puffs of air into it to blow it up just before you go to sleep. That's got a bit of a higher comfort rating, but also the foam to keep you warm. Another type that I don't have here, and there's lots of varieties like I said, but you can get down-filled ones, you can get ones that are filled with air and have alfoil in them to reflect the heat. Those types are great, probably more comfortable, but also have more potential that if you get a hole in them, they're going to be much harder to repair. The great thing about these ones with closed cell foam in them, if you do get a hole, they're not going to be as comfortable, but they'll still be warm. Finally, let's look at rain jackets. So the rain jacket I've got here has got a bunch of great features. The material that it's made from is waterproof. If you're not sure, there's a range of waterproof materials out there from Gore-Tex to Pertex and so on. A good way to test it is put it under some water, under a tap, under a hose, under the shower. If the water beads off the material, okay, then for a good amount of time, for a few minutes, then it's probably waterproof. If it doesn't, if it soaks in, then it's probably not going to work so well. This one's great. It's got a zip, okay, plus Velcro. So as it does up, you get extra protection from the front. It's got some little cuffs here, which is great when you're sitting around at night, helps the rain run off and not go down your sleeves. It's got an adjustable hood. Okay, so you can really protect yourself if you're out walking or kayaking. You're not going to get water down the back of your neck or down your front. Okay, it's also got some pockets on the front, which can be handy for stashing some items that you need during the day. Finally, this is a longer length rain jacket. So instead of it just coming down to your waist, it probably comes down 1/2 or 3/4 of the way down towards your knees. This just gives extra protection to the pants that you're wearing, or covering up if you're just wearing shorts when you're bushwalking. This would probably suffice. You wouldn't even need waterproof pants.